Hi, my name is Cody Arabie, and this is my audience. Today I'm going to be talking to you about why art is important. Well, according to Answers.com, 6 million people viewed the Mona Lisa last year. But why is this important? Why is any art really important? Well, today I'm going to explain. Visual art does many things for the human mind, but it's often looked over more than it should be. It gives people the ability to use their mind in ways that they normally wouldn't, and an ability to open their mind and view things that they normally wouldn't. It gives people time to freely express their feelings in ways that you can't put into words. It offers different ways to learn about the history. Well, there are many different types of art and many different ways to look at art. You have everything from abstract art to like a still life art or maybe even a portrait. Abstract art takes an idea, usually like a simple form, and just leaves questions. Questions for the viewer to take upon him or herself, such as, what does this color mean? What does this figure mean? Does this figure describe anything? Or even, why is this worthy of art? With still life type of art and portraits, it's more for the technique of the painting or how they applied the charcoal or something like that. So it's more for the simple-minded viewer or someone who is just looking at techniques. Overall, the more abstracted or surreal types of art are more compelling for the mind. Not only is looking at art from a viewer's perspective good, but looking at art from the artist's perspective is another way to look at it. Artists have a way of expressing themselves through their art that really can't be expressed through words. There's almost a privilege that artists have that no one else really has. A privilege that artists can use to make whatever they want, whenever they want, without anybody saying anything about it. They just have to have a reason or something to justify why they made this art. By having this, they're able to let their mind freely make whatever it wants. This makes art so important because it lets us into the mind of the artist and lets us understand the mind of another human being. Salvador Dali, one of my favorite artists, was labeled insane by many, but by making his art, he was able to let people into his mind. He was able to let people see what was going through his head. Besides all the mental aspects of art, however, there's a very large historical art aspect. There's so much history behind arts, starting with the Hall of Bulls, dating back to between 26,000 and 10,000 BCE, which provides us with so much historical information about that time period we would otherwise not know. Along with the Hall of Bulls, there are such things like hieroglyphics from Egypt and even famous portraits of kings and queens from the medieval times. All different forms of art throughout history left such a huge historical influence on the world, and without them, we wouldn't know as much about history as we do today. So overall, I ask that people take in art into consideration, and more than what they do now. Art is looked over in today's age, and it's actually a really big part of today's society. As Salvador Dali once said, "I don't do drugs, I am drugs." Art is a way to look into someone's mind and interpret them in our own way. It's an amazing part of today's society that needs to continue being an important part of today's society. So all I ask is that you take art more into consideration. Thank you.